off in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in the earth. And it was given unto him...
And them that dwell in heaven.
Excuse me, them that dwell in heaven.
Started blaspheming the heavenly realm too, the angelic realm. Read.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
So it was given we know who made war with the saints, the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire warred against the disciples. They warred against the martyrs. They warred against Jerusalem in 70 AD. So this is pointing who they are, to who they are. So the Jewish powers are actually the Romans. They are the Romans. Let's go to Revelation 17. Start at the first verse.
Revelations chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns, linking straight to the Roman Empire again. They sat on 7 mountains. Read.
Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with the gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
And as you can see, a lot of this represents what you would see today in the Roman Catholic Church. You have the bishops, the cardinals, and you have the Pope holding the golden cup. And I'm going to tell you this, that was a plan too. They purposely dressed the Roman Catholic Church in what we're reading here so that everyone can focus on them instead of the Jewish powers who are ruling the earth. The Roman Catholic Church is just what you would call the ritualistic part of the hierarchy, or part of what they believe in their agenda. They're just one part. But they're not the governmental and monetary part of it. They're just the religious part of it. So everyone is focusing on the Roman Catholic Church while the Jewish powers are executing the rest. They are one in the same. If you listen, you can look at all the legislation that's being pushed in America right now, and you'll see Barack Obama signing all these legislations and all these things into law, and he have people in black, Jewish people in black, behind him while he's signing all these things into law. They're really controlling the whole earth. Right now, the Pope today is from Rome. He's also Jewish. They have an agenda in the earth, and they've hid themselves because no one can point to them as Romans now. Read.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots.
Mystery, Babylon the Great, mother of harlots. Read.
And abominations of the earth.
Read.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
That's the Romans. Read.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yeshua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
So he wondered with great admiration. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel?
Why are you marveling? Go ahead.
I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath 7 heads and 10 horns. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not.
The beast, which is the Roman power, or the Roman Empire, was, and is not. Read.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Now we know who will ascend out of the bottomless pit. Hold that and go to Revelations 20. Read the first verse.
Revelations chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season.
So this is future tense. When Christ returns, he will bound Satan for 1,000 years. That's giving Christ his dominion and 1,000 years of peace. And after the 1,000 years, he'll be loosed to deceive the nations in the earth. after his 1,000-year reign. But don't forget, Christ says, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. So the future tense of what will happen to the Satan himself happened to his child. Happened to the Roman Empire. They was wounded, went into perdition, and then they came back after 1,000 years and deceived the world. They came back after 1,000 years with a whole new program and deceived the nations. Let's go back to Revelations where we were.
Revelations chapter 17 verse 8.
17 and 8, read it.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition.
And that's the period they called the Dark Ages. That was the perdition, the son of perdition. They went into perdition. The Roman Empire was wounded and came back as the Roman Catholic Church and the Jewish powers that rule today. And their mission was to be the father of lies, to deceive the nations like Christ said they would. Read on.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder what?
Whose names were not written in the book of life.
That's why they don't care about existence. That's why they don't care about killing off the fish, killing off the birds, killing off the creation. That's why they don't care about killing little babies and abortions. That's why they don't care about eugenics. Why? Because they know they're not written in the book. They know there's a future judgment for them. So because the Most High have this judgment for them, they're looking to destroy all of creation. Read on.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
Why are the people wondering? Because they don't know. These people have hid themselves. When they were Romans, everyone knew who they were. The Romans kept their families separate, but their agenda was before the world. So you can point to your enemy back then. But they had 1,000 years to perfect their lies and their plan to take over the whole earth. Read.
When they beheld the beast that was.
The beast that was, the Roman Empire.
And is not.
And is not. Why? Because no one can point to where the Romans are anymore. Read.
And yet is.
But yet it is. They are living, but they're living under another name. They're your kings, queens, and princes of this earth. They're your governmental structure in Europe. They're your governmental structure ruling from Israel or Capernaum, where Satan's seat is, till this day. We have identified the sons of perdition. The churches are still deceived because they're waiting for one Antichrist to come. They're waiting for somebody to pop up in Jerusalem and be the Antichrist. Totally ridiculous. That's total deception. Read on.
Verse 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom.
Here's the mind that have wisdom. That means everyone is not going to understand this. Those that are wise will understand. Read.
The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the horse sitteth.
Everyone know that Rome sits on 7 mountains. Read.
Verse 10. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is. And the other is not yet come.
And the other that haven't come at that time was what? America. All the other empires in Europe stood, but the one that didn't come at this time during John's time would be America. Read.
And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is. And the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
So America's empire is shorter than all the other empires that preceded it. Read.
And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th.
He's the 8th. Read.
And is of the 7.
And he is of the 7. Read.
And goeth into perdition.
And goeth into perdition. And goeth into perdition. Going back to this perdition word, linking back to one people. The sons of perdition. So who are the people that set up America? They were Masons. Who's behind the Masonic order for the last empire? the Jewish powers. So everyone have been deceived. Doesn't matter what color you are. Whether you're black, white, Asian, everyone have been deceived in this earth. Read.
Verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet.
That's talking about the 10 kingdoms that are left that originally helped Rome. Read.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So they will have power at the last end with the beast. Why? Because America jumped over the 10 horns and got their power. So eventually, the 10 horns, which are Europe, is going to separate themselves from the whore whose deadly wound was healed as America. So don't forget, it says that she was riding a scarlet-colored beast, and the beast carried her. So it went from Rome to the last beast, which is America. So the 10 horns will soon separate themselves from her. Now, guess what? The Jewish people know this. They don't care. They utilize America for their will. And then now they're starting to pull all their people out of America, and all the Jewish powers are going back into Israel. They have a campaign within the last 5 years saying, come back home to Israel. They knew that the judgment would come down on America, but they used America for its purpose. But now, America's purpose has been assumed, and America is not needed anymore. So now they look into war and go against America to dry it up, to take all the resources before the judgment. They're going to move all their people out. They've been doing it already. Because they know the next judgment in prophecy comes with the 10 horns, which is the EU or Europe. They financially run the UN. Read.
Are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes, for he is Lord and King of kings. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and shall burn her with fire.
So the 10 horns, which are Europe, will also be part of the destruction of America. She was carried over on a scarlet-colored beast, and America became the new Rome, which is the last beast. The empire that did not come, that he was speaking about. Read.
Verse 17. For the Most High put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, and to the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
That's also a physical identification. That reigneth over the kings of the earth. And we know who that is, the great superpower of the earth. But judgment is coming. So while you're waiting for that man of sin, or waiting for the Antichrist, you're being killed through all their chemical and biological weapons. You're being destroyed by the Antichrist as we speak. A new grid is about to be put in place, total electronic monetary system that's ruled by the Rothschilds and all the Jewish powers that rule the earth. So we need to snap out of this one-man Antichrist thing. And I also want to go into Revelations 9 when it talks about Abaddon or Apollyon coming out of the bottomless pit. Apollyon also links to perdition. It's talking about the Jewish powers, the people who are of their father, the devil.